Good morning. Today we're going to graph cotangent functions. All right, so not much different, just our vertical asymptotes are a different formula, and the graph decreases from left to right. All right, so it's almost like a reflection over the y-axis type of looking graph. Okay, so same things. We're going to do our vertical asymptotes. We're going to chop it. We're going to use the a value like slope. Alright, so example 1 is cotangent of x. First thing we're going to do is we're going to label our a. Alright, because this is y equals a cotangent b of x. So a is 1, b is 1. Our period is pi over b. So it's pi, if you put 1 in for b. Sorry, I'm going to get my cheat sheet up so I can do this correctly and not mess up. Alright, and I'm going to do our vertical asymptotes. So my left side, bx equals 0. My right side, bx equals pi. Since b is 1, these are easy. There we go. Now to sketch them, I usually kind of start with the easiest one. So I got x equals 0. So let me sketch that one. So that's it, 0. And then we need 4 spaces in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to sketch the right vertical asymptote of pi. Okay, draw asymptotes, that's step 2. Draw the vertical asymptotes. Step 3 is to chop it. So in between 0 and 1 is 1/2. So I could just cut that in half and make it pi over 2. Alright, and then half of a half. So half of a half is a quarter. Alright, so this would be pi over 4 right there. And then a little more than a half would be 3/4. So 3 pi over 4. There's no shifts, so my first point is right here. Alright, and then I'm going to use my a like slope. I'll go up one, up one, left one, and down one, right one. Because remember, quick sketch of the graph. They should be doing something like that. So as I go up one, right one, we're going to go up one, left one. And then just draw the graph. Sorry, the family is here helping me today. Alright, step 4 and 5 are done. Okay, moving on to 1/2 cotangent 2x. So a is 1/2, b is 2, our period is pi over b, which is pi over 2. No step 2 yet. So my vertical asymptotes are going to be my left side, bx equals 0, my right side, bx equals pi. Plug b in, and we get 2x equals 0, 2x equals pi, divide by 2, x is 0, divide by 2, x is pi over 2. Alright, so step 2, I'm going to draw my vertical asymptotes. So I got 0, 1, 2. Okay, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pi over 2. Alright, so again, the half of a half is going to be a quarter. Alright, so if I'm going to find that middle point, half times a half, cut it in half, it's give me pi over 4. So this, the middle one is pi over 4. Okay, then we do our chopping. So to figure out these other 2 points, I would do half of a quarter, which just means we're going to move by increments of eighths, I should say. So this will be pi over 8. So this would be 1 pi over 8, pi over 4 is over 2 pi over 8, and then we have 3 pi over 8. If we look at it in terms of eighths. These 2 points right here in the blue that I'm doing, not really necessary. So if you are struggling with it, don't worry about it. Okay, I'm more worried about getting the points for the graph. So, okay. Get my first point plotted. There's no shifts up or down, just a little stretched out. Alright, so my slope is 1/2. So I'm going to go up 1, up a half to the left 1. I'm going to go down a half to the right a half. Okay, and there we go. Okay. Step 4 is our slope. Step 5 is the graph. Alright, so everything is done. Move on to example 3. A little more difficult. So A is -1. B is the number in front of X. So that's 1. So these look like this. A cotangent of bx minus h plus k. Alright, so just like the tangents, h is our horizontal shift, k is our vertical shift. So my h here is opposite sign, so it'll be positive pi over 4. So this means we are shifting right. And then k is -2, so this means we are shifting down. Our period, pi over b equals pi, because b is 1, very nice. Vertical asymptotes, left, bx equals 0, right, bx equals pi. So x equals 0, x equals pi. Very nice. But there's a shift. So this will apply down to there. So I need to add pi over 4, add pi over 4. So this just becomes x equals pi over 4. And for those of you not fraction inclined, pi over 1 plus pi over 4 needs common denominators, so I'll multiply by 4. So this is really 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4, which then gives me 5 pi over 4. A little side work there for you. And so x equals 5 pi over 4. Which works out nice. Looks like I'm going to put it in the quarters. So I'll do the first asymptote right there. Call this pi over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 blank spots. Draw my next asymptote, which will be 5 pi over 4. I'm going to find the middle of this. Alright. So I'm going to cut. Step 2 is draw. We did that. Sorry, I'm coming back to that part. Step 3 is the chopping. Alright, so I'm going to take my right vertical asymptote, 5 pi over 4. I'm going to cut it in half. So it'll be 5 pi over 8. I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay. Again, don't worry about the other points. Okay, just get the left vertical asymptote with the right vertical asymptote. Exactly, Leany says the same thing. Just worry about that. Alright. So that's our shift. Now normally, our first point would go right here, but as you can see, we are shifting down. Yes, we're shifting down, lady. Okay, so we're going to shift down 1, or sorry, not 1, but 2. That's my first point. I'm going to erase the original because I don't need that anymore. And my slope is -1. Okay, so normally we would go up 1, left 1 to get my first point, but since it's negative, we have to flip it. So it's going to look almost like tangent now. So down 1, right 1, up 1, left 1. Nope, hold on. I did something wrong here. So they go on up 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. I'm going to flip and go up 1, right 1. There we go. There we go. Down left, instead of up and left. And there you have it. A cotangent function with both a horizontal and a vertical shift. Alright, that concludes that. Message me if you need help. I'm getting pretty decent at these videos, so let me know what you need help with. The assignment is below, 3.4, 1 through 8. I'm going to say pick any 6. Okay? Doesn't matter which 6 you want to do, which will probably be 1 through 6. But there you go.